Yo, what's going on, family? Thank you for tuning into another episode, all right? It's your guy, Boro, the Lucky Libra. As y'all can see by the title, we picking up the signs through the houses series with the third house, and we jumping into Aries in the third house, all right? So y'all can make sure to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra, all right? Or y'all can tap into my Patreon and check out where I'm uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, and getting into live streams every Sunday. So no more intros, we getting right into the information. So boom. Aries in the third house. Now, what's the third house? Third house dealing with, our local environment. Third house is dealing with, the people, places, and things in our local environment, things that we've experienced as adolescents, all right? Our neighbors, the school that we went to, knowledge and information gained at an early age, our familiar surroundings, everything that's familiar to us, all right? So, by us dealing with everything that's familiar to us, by us connecting to our environment, this is how we become products of our environment. And this is why the third house deals with a communication method. This is where you understanding how to communicate comes from the third house. So our air houses show us a whole lot about how we deal with relationships and communication. And it starts in the third house with our familiar surroundings, everything that becomes familiar to us. So the signs that you have in your third house going to show me a whole lot about what you've been experiencing in that third house. Now, when we're talking about Aries, Aries is cardinal fire ruled by Mars. Very passionate, aggressive, all right? Single-minded, a self-intent type of energy, okay? Aries meets confrontation. Don't run from that shit at all. It meets confrontation. So when you got Aries in the third house, you may experience some confrontation in your third house. You may experience, the third house also rules siblings. So you may experience some confrontation, some clashes with your siblings, with familiar friends. You may have got bullied early in life in the third house. You may have dealt with a lot of fights in your neighborhood in the third house. You may have dealt with a lot of transformations when it comes to, your local surroundings. You possibly moved around a lot. You possibly didn't have the best relationship with your siblings, or you watched a lot of your relatives, siblings, distant relatives beef a lot, clash a lot with each other, all right, a lot of the time. Probably dealt with some experience some volatile, abusive like things when it comes into your third house. Okay, I have this placement. I took too long to say that. I have Aries in the third house. Okay, so this could be a lot from this could be my Aquarius rising, my Capricorn risings. Okay, depending on your house system, if your house is intercepted or whatnot. But Aries brings a sense of a passion and individuality where is that. So you may have manifested a lot of situations in your local surroundings, in your familiar neighborhood, that force you to feel like you had to be more individual, you had to be more courageous, you had to be more brave, you had to have more of a stronger intent due to certain things that you experience here. You may have dealt with certain friends or certain friendships, relationships, and situations in the home with your siblings that made you feel like you had to look out for yourself. You had to be a little bit more selfish at times, because you may have manifested being around a lot of selfish individuals. So this is the thing. Aries is a sextile here. Aries is a sextile. We know sextiles are harmonious alignments, all right? So when you got Aries in that third house, that's the positive here in the sextile. Based off of what you experience in your local surroundings, it helps to support you having more of an individual intent when you're dealing with others in the external realm. We know that all the air houses are connected. So if you got Aries in the third house, what you develop here is what you take to the seventh house and what you take into the 11th house. It stems here. So, and I'm a Libra too. So, I done got bullied early in life. I done dealt with situations when I had my back against the wall and I had to learn to stand up for myself. Aries in the third house is going to teach you to have some individuality, to stand up for yourself, to have some cojones, to have some nuts and some balls when you're dealing with individuals in the external realm. Point blank, period. Is going to develop that in some type of way. In some type of way, either people were picking on you, you had to meet confrontation in this third house. And then in the third house, you'll realize your circle very quick. You'll realize who you tight knitted with. You'll realize who's loyal. You'll realize how to pick up on traits of loyal friends with Aries in the third house. Because when it's time for you when you experience some situations when you're dealing with fighting or you're dealing with confrontation with others, it starts to develop a situation where you start to see who got your back with Aries in the third house. Okay, Aries in the third house This person is going to start to communicate. Now let's get more into communicate. This person is going to start to communicate from a more individual minded perspective. That could be another thing that causes a lot of transformation in their relationships. We know wherever Aries is at, wherever that Mars energy is at, it causes some transformation, because this is where we're naturally cultivating our individuality. So when you have a lot of individuality in the air house, a lot of the times, the way you do things, act on things, communicate things, relate your ideas, may not be something that correlates with the people that you're around, the people that you're familiar with. So this could cause some transformation of relationships, friendships. Probably get into fights with your friends a lot, debate with your friends a lot. Okay? Friends consider you strong-minded. All right? But yeah, Aries in the third house. When I be seeing that Mars hit that third house, man, more so Scorpio though, more so Scorpio. So we might have to wait till we get to Scorpio. But when I see Mars hit third house, a lot of the time I'm seeing abusive-like situations, guys. I'm seeing abusive situations within the family environment at times, with the siblings more so. Probably have an older sibling taking advantage of you in some type of shape or form, be beating you up and shit. Or, I don't want to say the worst of the worst, but Mars could bring that energy to the third house. Is the air house, dealing with connecting with others, relating to your familiar environment. So, you may have even been forced into certain situations that you had to be active in your familiar environment, that you had to go out and do things, and because Mars and Aries is action oriented. So you may have been in situations where in your third house, either your family in some type of shape or form was pushing you to get out the house, be active, go do things. All right. And that develops some of your individuality in some type of shape or form. Okay. You couldn't just be a couch potato with Aries in the third house. But you definitely may manifest, a lot of selfishness, individuality within your friendships at an early age, and it starts to develop, characteristics in how you communicate and relate and deal with interactions with others to, kind of support your what you can personally gain, to be more, make that high priority. What the exchange that you're gonna receive in a situation is, more than always making sure you're correlating things to dealing with others, because Aries don't know how to compromise. So in the third house, that's what brings the transformation, because you're so individual, but it's positive and negative, because you may have to go through transformations because you don't know how to compromise like that in the third house. But you also go through situations with Aries in the third house where you able to develop that individuality based off the situations. You was there for somebody and that wasn't reciprocated. You realize you the one that only had your back in this third house. All right. So yeah, definitely this person definitely has the psyche that this person could be an impulsive communicator too. Aries in the third house, they could turn into an impulsive communicator, a blunt and direct communicator. You don't really want to ask these individuals. Once again, these is really your Aquarius risings for a lot of the time. Aquarius risings, Capricorn risings. So like, y'all really don't want to be asking them things, not being ready for a real answer. Like they're not the ones to ask questions and you just wanted to hear something that sound good. Now they about to give you some Aries in the third house shit, some direct, straight, blunt, direct shit that ultimately deals with something that it comes from a psyche that they experienced in they early in their life, when people communicated to them on some direct, blunt, not caring about their feelings and emotions or personal insight type shit. You feel me? But they'll do it from a state of it being positive. Like, at least I'm giving it to you real. At least I'm giving it to you real. So that's most likely what we're dealing with Aries in that second house. The third house. Y'all already know what it is, guys. This is the Lucky Libra. Y'all make sure to tap into my website to connect with me on a one-on-one level. Check out the Patreon and tap in every Tuesday, Thursday uploads, and every Sunday live streams. All right. Next, we picking up with Taurus in the third house. Until next time, family. Peace.